Well, I had wanted to make a video on all the check ball locations for the bottoms, the transmission side, the side that goes underneath this plate here, but unfortunately the way that the transmission, the shift kit wanted me to do this is it wanted me to put the second gear accumulator, which is this guy, on top of the fourth gear accumulator, which is underneath this guy, all together in one, because there was a couple of extra springs they wanted me to use, and it was kind of impossible, to say the least, to film doing that and film the locations of all the check balls. But there's a check ball located underneath this lump here. Inside of this assembly, there's a check ball. And underneath it, there were a few check balls here and there in certain places, which you can rely on your diagram that comes with the shift kit, as well as the pictures and videos that you took when you took yours apart. According to this and the book, there's only supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 check balls on the transmission side of the valve body, but mine had 7 or 8 maybe. So I put them back where they were. I don't think having an extra check ball somewhere is going to hurt anything. If anything, it's just to, I don't even know, honestly. It's hard to tell if his transmission was original to this car or not, to be straight honest with you. But anyway, shouldn't matter if there's an extra check ball. What will matter is if there's not a check ball. But I wasn't missing any check ball spots from all those. So I got everything where it's supposed to go with that. As for getting this separator plate on it with all 3 gaskets lined up, because there's a gasket that goes with this thing too. It was separator. It was first I put gasket on there, then the separator plate, and then this gasket, and then the separator plate for this accumulator. Wow, that's a tongue twister. Try saying that 5 times fast. And then a gasket on top of that, and then the accumulator. I bolted it all down. All the bolts are in there. They're sort of tight. This one's not because I got to put the guppy on there. But yeah, it's kind of a struggle getting 2 separator plates and 3 gaskets all lined up perfect. But it only took me a couple tries, but it was difficult. But once they're on there, then you can put your check balls that sit on top of the valve body, and then you can put the valve body on. I'm getting ready to do that right now. I gotta figure out if I want to put the throttle cable linkage assembly on the valve body before I put it back on or after. So I'm gonna think about that after I finish recording this video. But as for your check ball locations on the top side, right before the valve body goes in, there is one right here where that little hole right there lines up with the filter inlet pretty well. There's this gold one that came with the rebuild kit. That's for second gear, because that check ball tends to slip through that hole because it gets worn out. So that one's right there next to these 2. Little landmark for you is these 2 holes right there and these 2 holes right there. It's got a hole right next to it that I drilled out. So put that there. And the third one is over here. It's got that hole right there. Come on, camera. These 2 holes on top of it there, and those 2 ones right there. Those are your landmarks. So those are your check ball locations for the separator plate. Now I'm going to assemble the valve body off camera and put it back on the transmission here. Yeah, so I'll see you once that's done, and I'll let you know if I did it on the valve, if I assembled the cable assembly on the valve body before or after. So